Postcards, brought to you by South Australia. A brilliant blend.
Chopper pilot Peter McSherry has come a long way from the civil construction industry, in which he once oversaw the development of major infrastructure projects on the ground. But a while back, he opted for an entirely new perspective, from the air.
Well, it's been my passion all my life, and about 10 years ago I decided to have what we'd call a sky change, and I went from civil construction to aviation.
Why do you love it so much?
I don't know what it is. It's just like a magic carpet ride. I think I've always been fascinated, always dreamt about hovering and sitting on a magic carpet ride, and the helicopter does that for me.
From the airstrip at Goolwa, Peter and I set off on our magic carpet ride over lush green farmland, on the way to a true wildlife wilderness right on Adelaide's doorstep. From the air, the complexity and the madness of the Coorong makes sense. On board a South Coast helicopter, the myriad of islands, barrages and sand dunes come into view, and so too does that dramatic meeting of the mighty River Murray and the wild Southern Ocean.
The wildlife that's come into it lately, with all the pelicans down there, the seals, and that's just a symptom of how alive the river is. I've seen it for over the last 8 years, where it's basically been slowly dying, and the sandbars have been getting bigger and the water level going lower, and now it's just absolutely screaming to life. It's got water purging out through for the first time in 8 years. And
so you've seen this explosion of life?
It really is an explosion of life, and that's just really only in the last few months. A lot of the bird life's coming down from up north, because the Coorong was super saline before, and I think probably a lot of the food that was there wasn't around, and the birds seem to know somehow, and now they're back, and they're back big time.
We're on a 30-minute magic carpet ride, but it's amazing what you can fit in from the air, including the great sweep of the Coorong with its endless array of sand dunes, and further west, Middleton Beach, and a quick passing glimpse of a southern right whale. Truth be known, we're a little blasé about the South Coast. After all, it is Adelaide's holiday playground, just an hour or so from the city. But it's not until you're travelling at about 500 feet above sea level at around 80 knots an hour that you see it from an entirely different perspective.
From the helicopter, it's just one big plastic bubble that you're looking out at everything. It's the only way to see it.
One of the icons for me is Horseshoe Bay. Many of us will have spent time there on holidays, but seeing it from a chopper is an entirely different experience.
Yeah, well, I'm the same, Ron. I spent my childhood down there, and it amazes me to think that I'm still flying over the top of it now in a helicopter looking down at it, and it does look quite spectacular from the air.
For those of you who've travelled this coastline on the Cockle train, you'll know this stretch well, as Hayborough opens out to one of the South Coast's most impressive draw cards. But from 500 feet, Granite Island, the Causeway and the Bluff become must-see chopper attractions. I suppose the best way to describe it is that bucket list item, isn't it?
It is. All of my clientele, believe it or not, are mainly bucket list people. And then, of course, they'll come back again because they've enjoyed it so much.
From here, we head back to Goolwa with a head full of memorable images. The more adventurous can opt for a hand at the controls of Peter McSherry's Robinson R44.
Some people are interested in aviation, some people just want to do it for bragging rights, but basically it is a proper flying lesson. You come along, we'll give you a proper briefing, and we'll actually let you get hold of the controls of the helicopter. You'll be flying it. It is a dual-controlled helicopter.
For me, the passenger seat experience is more than enough. You can bring your own camera, but Peter's array of specially mounted cameras will make sure that your memories of this South Coast joy flight last a lifetime. To book a flight, call Peter on 0407 779 669 or log on to his website southcoasthelicopters.com.au.